Hey, welcome everybody to Wednesday night Spinding Update Hangout. Glad to have you here with us. Wanted to get with you again today, like we said we would, and let you know what's going on and keep you informed on the happenings of Spinding, of course, and how excited we are. Boy, a lot of good things are happening. Like to show you a couple of things that are happening now. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you and go to first off, the sign-up page. Is this coming through okay, Darren?
Yeah, no problem at all.
Great. This is the sign-up page that's been adjusted. As you can see, that says take your position in the world's first activated matrix of the pre-built and paid downline. 60,000 members plus have been activated and are going in. Do you want to be left behind? That number is definitely higher than 60,000, but you know, we can't change this every single day. So that's on the sign-up page. Also has a countdown timer on here. Some of you that were involved in the company before the original launch probably recognize we had something like this before. It's really cool. On the dashboard, we also have a timer now, and this message says the pre-built and paid-up matrix starts on June 1st. You have exactly 10 days, 6 hours, 58 minutes, and 14 seconds to make sure your account is active. Click here to see why. Now, that's really cool because some people have really got that message, man. I tell you what, Bernard, you guys know Bernard. He's been on the Hangouts, and I think that man has actually brought in like 10 people in the last 2 days. Talk about somebody taking action and getting a message. I know as well, I put 10 people in underneath another person today, helping them out with piffing their members in, and got Cambodia coming in the house strong. He even told me, he says if he was actually home when he was doing this, there'd been a lot more people. So that's really good because we mentioned the golden ticket situation. Those of you that are really paying attention, and I hope that you guys saw the hangout we did on Saturday. I know it had like 1,100 views on my channel. I know a lot of people downloaded that video on their channel, so who knows how many views it's had. But if you're just waking up and logging in and plugging back into Spinding, there's big changes coming, of course. There's a incredible matrix, a 3-by forced matrix, which is going to basically help this company grow, pay the members in a real righteous way as compared to what was going on before. And there's a lot of people that are extremely excited about that. And it is the time that you need to really make sure that you do some work beforehand, because there is a message there. There's a message of urgency. There's a whole new program coming in, and like I mentioned before, Darren and I were involved in another matrix, and I put like 3,700 people in that matrix in about 45 days, and Darren actually put like about 5,000 people in that matrix in 45 days. So we understand how these things work, and they're really easy to promote because there's not a lot of moving parts. It's very simple to understand. And really easy to share. I mean, that's the message I got from Bernard today. He says, "Oh, geez, I just got my first sign up," and he was working. You know what I mean? So, if you don't know where all these tools are, please get into the Facebook groups and the rooms. Darren has made some really great videos to explain the new comp plan. He's shown the golden ticket promotional idea. He's shared a couple emails that he's sending out to people in his inactive downline. Chris Clark himself has made some really great videos to explain how the compensation plan works. And if you don't know where to find those, then you must not be in a Skype room, you must not be in a Facebook group. But please put a message to us somewhere or another. If you're watching this, you can message in the thread of this video, and we'll make sure that you can get to those places, because there's a lot of really great tools. People are doing a lot of really good promotion right now, and the smart people are building a bigger team right now before this thing ever happens. The way they're looking at it is, hey, today's Wednesday, they've got 10 or 11 days to build even a bigger team than they have. I mean, I can't even imagine how many directs Bernard has now. He must be up to 25 directs. And think about that. He's going to kill it. He's going to have 25% matching, or 25 matching 50% bonuses in his team and in his company and his earnings. And every single person on this call could do the same thing. I want to touch on a couple other little things. You know, I'm sure a lot of you are aware I've sort of been head deep in support. Luckily, that has very much calmed down, and obviously the Zendesk support system is working really well because I don't have as many messages. But ironically, some of the messages I get are really a little shocking. It's almost like people join the company, they do a little work, and they forget to get in there and they forget to take a look at a few things. So one thing is I've had people say, well, hey, I'm not cycling. Okay, well, first obvious question is, are you expired, right? Okay, second obvious question is your downline expired, right? Or your two qualifiers, or do you have at least two qualifiers that are cycling you, you know? So if you need to know where that is, that's in your interactive downline, okay? It's a really great tool. You can open that up. It tells you all the active people in your team through 7 levels. It tells you your directs, what level they're at, and if they're active. If they're active, they're going to be in green, okay? If they're there and they're in red, okay, and this is a tool I use because I'm looking at it, talking to my directs who are maybe expired, and they're going to go ahead and get reactivated. They're even sort of restructuring how they want to do their business. So, you know, I'm able to go there and reach out to my directs because I can see where they're at if they're not active now, and I can say, hey, I see that you're expired. Are you going to take part in the program? And yeah, and you know, so I've had conversations with them. Also, you know, I've had a few people, the smart leaders, Rick being one of them as well, who have contacted me after I said I'd be willing to do some hangouts, and I'm doing hangouts, private hangouts for teams. Okay, so like tonight at 8 p.m., I have a hangout with the Barbados team. All right. And you know, these guys get it. They know what the message is. They understand what's coming. They're excited. You know, they see how easy it is to share this, and they see how powerful this company is. From you know, the owners to if you want to call it the admin, you know, Chris, to some of the leaders in the business like Darren, and Bernard and Rick, you know, and the support systems that these people give and make to have this company turn into something really, really huge. Now, so, you know, this is it, guys. This is, you know, if you're still on the fence, if you're still wondering, hey, do I want to take part of this? I really wasn't happy with what happened before. You know what? Forget all that, okay? This week has actually been pretty darn good in cycling, and it's going to remain good up till you know, the if you want to call it relaunch or rebirth, or you know, the second launch of the Matrix part of this company, and it's going to be a completely different animal. I mean, you guys are going to be really, really happy. You know, like I said, we know how these things work, and it's really easy to promote this. I mean, you know, guys, the easiest part to understand about this is what I do my 3x3 analogy, right? The way I would look at it is if I came in this business from a fresh start, and I was just introduced to it like June 2nd, I would look at it and go, okay, cool, I could do this. I like matrices, number one. And what is it going to take me to recoup my investment, right? Well, that's simple. It's that first 2 lines, right? It's 3 with 3 behind that. Now, I'm a recruiter, so I'll get more than 3. But even if I could just get 3, I'd be working with those people to get 3. I'd get them plugged in to the Hangouts. I would get them plugged in to the corporate calls. I'd get them plugged into the Facebook groups, into the Skype rooms. I would go ahead and share all of the tools, videos, emails, banners that are everywhere that anyone can use. Okay, I would make sure back office and learn that marketing suite. Please log in the marketing suite. Take a look around. Understand what you have at your hands right now. Because you know, you got to remember something, that's completely editable. So whatever you want to do to personalize it, put your own video, shoot a little video yourself. And by the way, you should be doing that. It's part of learning how to be a leader. Is, you know, you can do some very personalized stuff in those messages. So, you know, get in there, take a look around. You know, it just sometimes shocks me how many people get into a business and they don't learn the business, right? Number one, they don't pay attention to the program, go into the back office, and don't even open up all these tabs. I mean, if you haven't done that in Spinding, please open them all up, take a look around, see everything you have, right? There's a lot of information there. Same thing in the marketing suite. Go in there, take a look around. There's a ton of information there, a ton of tools. And all this is here for you to have success, right? And we do these Hangouts not to get any glory, but to help you guys out, right? This is a tool for you to use. Get your people plugged in. Sometimes people need to see something 2 or 3 times to get it and go, yeah, I want to be involved with these guys. I want to do something with this crew, So, that's it, guys. We referred to the golden ticket. I still love that analogy. It's going around the internet really well. Some people are doing great promotions with it. I've seen some incredible posts on people's walls and some posts on Facebook. It's really great to see Spinding being marketed again in a big way. There's a couple people doing some interesting team build situations. And you know what? All that is great because this thing is going to get really big. And, remember, we're going to get up to a point where, okay, we're building this company with the affiliates, okay? And, in 2 months or so, we're going to reach a critical mass where we're going to be able to go out into the world with this retail side of this business. And, that, again, is the big vision here, right? That's the big icing on the cake. So whatever you're doing now, you're getting up to a $1,000 a month income, a $2,000 a month income, $4,000 a month income, and you keep on working, you keep on building, and and the smart people are doing that right now. They're not going to sit there and go, I got 25, I'm good. No, they're going to keep working, right? They're going to keep working. But at some point, right, the retail apps go out, and again, I don't know how many times I've had messages since Saturday's Hangout, man, I can't wait to do the retail side of this business. My wife is going to do this full time. This is her experience. She's going to go out into the retail market and sell the hell out of this advertising platform, right? And that's cool, right? Because she knows they get it. They understand. I get it. I'm again, I'm that guy. I spent crazy amounts of money. I've said that number many times on advertising. I'm an old advertiser earner, and it was really pay and then make money from what I paid. And I paid a ton of money, right? Let's face it, advertising is huge. The amount of money spent on advertising is insane, and this platform has the opportunity to change the way advertising is done. How many copycats are going to come after this? You watch, right? 6 months after we're out in the retail world, you'll probably find someone try to copy this. It wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. Especially when you see the success that's going to happen. And what's going to happen when we're out there and we have, I had a guy, I forgot about this. The guy calls me, he says, hey, you know what, I got a guy with, 10 McDonald's. He's interested in getting this thing going out there, right? So, think about that. People are beginning to shift the thinking a little bit. Yeah, we're still marketing this. We get the message. You have the tools. That's easy. But they also know that there's a second part. Whatever we're making at some point, that could easily double or triple when the retail side comes out. And people are thinking big. And what happens as this starts to get some real traction, and now the retail app's out there, and people are sharing the app for free because you don't have to be a member of this program to use this app. That's anybody. Anyone in the world could download this app and get free stuff from these spends. What's the advertisers going to do? God, these guys are getting a lot of traction. Look, there's 1.5 million downloads of this app. I better get on that thing and do some advertising. This is going to blow up my business, right? Well, what's going to happen? Big companies are going to approach Paul. Or you can go get big companies if you're smart enough and you have the wherewithal to do that. Or you might be able to find a guy that's used to approaching big companies. I have a guy that approached really big companies. At one point, I was a big company, right? So I was one of his biggest clients. I probably had 50% of all his revenue came from me, right? I would have been a person who might have spent $10,000 to $20,000 a month on this advertising platform, the way it looks like it's going to work. And for me, that would have been huge because I think I would have been able to reduce the cost of my advertising down to a point where I might have been able to stay in business because I was driven out of business by the cost of advertising, how expensive print became and TV, right? That's what drove me out of business. A 25-year business that went strong and supported, 35 people, right? So, I wanted to emphasize that because I don't want you to forget, where this long-term picture is going or where this is going to go. And, keep in mind, we make money on the, people below us in our teams off the advertising sales. So I can't wait. I'm excited. Paul's doing a great job. I know a couple times the site was down and he was making improvements. He has to do that sometimes to be able to put new features in and stuff like that. So don't panic. It went down I think today for 5 minutes once and maybe 10 minutes another time, but that's because he's doing stuff in the background to get us ready for where we're going. Right now, I see us doing just a rise. Right, there's going to be more and more and more and more and more activity, and it's going to build up, build up, build up, build up. We're right now sort of in the calm period, and as we get closer, closer, closer to the first, we're going to see more and more activity, more people getting to work, more people getting this message, and maybe it's going to take someone until the third hangout they see that they know, geez, I had better get to work, right? And you could be watching me right now. So, I myself haven't even been able to start doing any marketing yet. And believe me, you'll see me doing marketing. I figure by the end of this week I'll have enough of the other work I'm doing calmed down, and I'm gonna go to town. I'm gonna go crazy. All right, I'm gonna market like a madman. And that last week before the launch, and believe you me, after the launch, I'm gonna be marketing like a madman. Okay, even when I'm on vacation. All right, I'm going on a vacation. I'm going to be handing out business cards. I'm going on a cruise, and I'm going to be talking about spending. Right. So, that's the way I'm going to look at it. I'm going to take it very, very seriously. And the smart people right now are getting it. The good thing is also, I'll be real honest with you. I'm talking to people I've never talked to before. Now, you guys have seen us out here for the last 7 weeks. Some of you know us for a lot longer than that. But I've had people who are just now approaching me right now, and I've never seen them in any Facebook group or room or anything, and asking me, hey, is it smart to maybe get a third person before, or should I do this? And the good thing is people are they're waking up, right? Whether they became inactive, weren't sure where they were going to go forward, or whatever, but they're waking up, right? So we're sort of like waking up a sleeping giant, right? Some of us have been going strong the whole time, but there's a lot of people that are sort of just waking up right now and understanding the picture, and they're going to keep understanding the picture. And if they haven't got it yet, like I said, maybe it's going to be the third hangout on this Saturday, or they're going to get it, and they're going to go forward and go, I have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do some good work here. If I work really hard for the next 6 weeks, right, I can set myself up for my future, right? And that's what you have here, guys. You've got a legacy company. You know what I mean? When this advertising platform gets out there, I mean, I can't imagine when General Motors or Geico or UBS Bank or whoever approaches Paul and says, I want to get on your platform, right? This thing will just get crazy huge. So you're in a really great place. We have nothing but a great future in front of us, and that's the message I want to get across with you today. If you need help doing some private hangouts, that's why I'm busy right now. I still have the ability to do that with you. Please reach out to me. I'd love to be able to help you out. That's it. So I think Darren has some things to talk about with the marketing suite and some other news, and I'd like to go ahead and pass it off to them. And so Darren, why don't you go ahead and say hello and tell us what's up.
Hi Bart, thanks very much. I've been making a couple of notes really while you've been talking there, Bart, and there's a couple of things I want to sort of, I suppose, get off my chest. And picking up your point about the fact that people come into online business simply because they read all the big stories about how rich people are and how people can make easy money and what have you. And obviously you can open any paper or magazine and the press love that type of story, so you only ever read about the success stories. However, for every success story there are going to be hundreds if not thousands of people who are struggling and trudging along and barely making ends meet as far as the online business is concerned. And I would like to give you a bit of an analogy. In my previous life, I have a really good friend of mine who had a really successful florist shop, and what she used to do is she used to take students from the local college who also want to do floristry, if that's a word. I don't know. I do apologise if there's any florists out there, if I've just bastardized your occupation, but they wanted to learn how to become a florist. And so the first few weeks, they were really enthusiastic. They were excited about learning about all the different plants, how to look after them, how to arrange them, getting up early, going to the market to buy the plants, speaking to the market traders, going to the local hotels at the weekend to do wedding fairs, and even going to funeral parlours and getting involved with the obviously the I don't know what you call the bouquets that go with that. So the first 2 to 3 weeks, lots and lots of enthusiasm. However, as so often happens, is that they started to arrive late at work. They didn't want to go to the market in the morning because that involved them getting up really early. They didn't want to go to market when it was raining and cold. They didn't want to interact and get all the best prices for their florist shop. They didn't want to spend their weekends going to wedding fairs in various hotels. They might have to do 2 or 3 wedding fairs on a Friday, Saturday and Sunday. They didn't want to be going to funeral parlours or touting for business or doing any of those bits. They just thought being a florist would be very nice, coming into a shop that smelled lovely, doing a little bit of arranging and taking some money through the till. Well, life isn't like that, I'm sorry, and online marketing is not like that either. So if you're going to get involved with this business, you need to take it really seriously, and you need to understand that you're in a great opportunity because it's only going to cost you at most, even if you bought a website, even if you bought hosting, even if you bought a autoresponder, even if you bought all those bits and pieces, it's not going to cost you more than, I don't know, $40, $50, $60 per month. And that's for a business that can make you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars every single month. My overheads for my business are minuscule. My advertising is minuscule. I very, very rarely pay for advertising because I've got lots of hints, tips, tricks and things like that I've learned over time. But in the very beginning, I did spend thousands and thousands on the latest this, on the latest that, on the latest traffic, on the latest whatever. And that's what you guys have got to understand. And there are a lot of you out there, and I can see it and I can hear it through your messages and through the comments that we get. And so all I would like to say is just please, for once, just take a step back, understand that you are in the right place at the right time. And I know talk is cheap, but there's a lot of people who have made a lot of money who are advising you how to make money. And you may not like us, as Bart said. You may not like Bart, you may not like me, you may not like people who wear glasses, whatever it is. But please, for your own sake, is stick with what we're saying over the next 2 weeks. That's this week and next week. Because at the end of that period, you will be able to see, when you open up your desktop on the morning of the 1st of June, you'll be able to see if what we've said is right. And if we haven't, then I will eat this flipping flip chart myself. So just trust me, you are on to a winner. There are 60,000 people paid who are going to be occupying this matrix. The vast majority of people who are watching this Hangout at the moment will have got a position in January, February, March, April, and even May. And these are the people who are largely going to be in that 60,000. Now you will have, some of you will have a lot of people below you. Some of you will have some people below you. Some of you will have just a few people below you. But as Bart has already said, is that you only need those first 2 levels to be filled in order for you to break even. And actually, because of the way that the whole process has been designed by Paul, is you'll actually be in profit. And there is very, 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 very few companies out there that will allow you to be in that position. Yes, there are lots of 100% commissions this and 100% commissions that. Well, you know what? Yep, they're great, but they don't tell you that you've got various pass-ups that will happen. So it's not 100% commissions. It's a bit of a swizz. And that's me being much more polite than I was last time. You've also got to understand that that 100% commission largely is a one-off. There are some times where you will get repeat commissions, but largely that 100% commission is a one-off, which means that next month you're going to have to do the same thing again in order to keep still. So if you make $100 this month, you've got to do exactly the same again to make another $100 next month. And they're really difficult to keep going. The matrix system is a solid system because large parts of that matrix are earning an incredible amount of money. Large parts of that matrix are earning really good money. Large parts of that matrix are earning enough money to, give people, as Bernard said last week, that life-changing, that $200, $300, $400, $500 a month is a life-changing money. And then there are even more people who are breaking even or making a little bit of profit. And then there is more people who are just coming in and just getting started. Okay, so that's my little rant about the way. Just think florist. And she did tell me that there was one girl who came in, wants to be a florist, and she suffered with hay fever and she had asthma with it as well. I don't know, go figure. So, and the other point is, don't be and I said this last week, don't be a shoulda, woulda, coulda. Don't think back on the first, second, third week in June, looking at this matrix, looking at all the testimonials, looking at all the income that people are making. Don't sit there and think, I should have done it. I would have done it if only, or I could have worked harder. I could have done this. I could have done the other. Please do not put yourself in that position. I think it was Gareth Owen, a friend of mine, sent me a message today talking about the time machine. And his theme for the running up to this, I think it's an absolutely brilliant theme, is that if you could have a time machine and go back in time and think, right, if I'd only been at the beginning of XYZ company, at the beginning, then I would have made a fortune. Well, you have that opportunity now, and I don't want you to lose that opportunity. Okay, so that's my little rant out of the way. I've just got a little bit to go through with you here, and I hope you appreciate it because I spent a bit of time colouring in today.
Yes, we do.
So, you've heard Bart talk about just getting 39 people. So I've grabbed the idea of the 39 steps. Now, let me get my little pointing pencil. So the 39 steps, this is how you are going to build a solid business. Now, this is in any business whatsoever. This is the principle, the guiding principle that Bart has, I have, Jeremy has, anybody has really who wants a solid foundation to their business. And that is to find 3 people. Now, they won't necessarily be the first 3 people you find. They could be that you have to go through 10 people, 20 people, 100 people to find those 3 people. But in order for this business to work, is that you just need 3 people that you can work with and help them get their 3 people. And how do you get your 3 people? Well, I'm going to show you in a little minute. So your 3 people get their 3 people, and at that point there, you're in profit. And I'm going to show you how much profit in a minute. But if you then show them how to get their 3 people, at that point, you could go on holiday, you could retire, you could do whatever you want. Your business is now set and solid because you've built in that foundation. You've shown people how to get 3 people, get 3 people, get 3 people. And this is advice for any business, even if the business is you don't have to recruit, or you only need to get 1 qualifier, or you only need to get 2 qualifiers, or you need to get 10 people and go 10 wide. This is your principle. And if you get this into your head and then get that process into everybody else's head, then at some point the penny will drop with 1 person who'll go out and get 3 people. Then the penny will drop with the second person, and then the 3rd person. So please, the 39 steps, you'll hear Eric Waugh talk about this, a great internet marketing commentator and trainer. He talks about the 39 steps all the time. A very good friend of mine called Mark Prosser, he preaches this all the time. Anybody who's worth anybody, and I'm not saying I am anybody, but the 39 steps is the thing that you need to get into your head. And you can dress it up in any way that you want. You know, get one to show how to get one, to get one to one, whatever you need to get that 39 steps in your head. So hopefully I've banged that drum a little bit.
Awesome.
But let me just show you what that means. And I think I might have run out of a bit of paper here, so just bear with me a sec while I find a different coloured pen, and I'll go with black. So at the Bravo level, let us assume that you have got this 3x3x3, 39 steps. Okay, you've completed it. At the Bravo level, that is going to make you $133 a month. Okay. Now at that point, you can now upgrade. And because you've trained these other people how to do the same thing, over time, they will also upgrade. Okay, so this has cost you no more money to upgrade. Okay, you're just reinvesting like the florist does. So if you went up to the Delta, you're actually then going to be making $260 a month. Okay, you're effectively doubling your money. If you go up to the Foxtrot, you're going to be making over $500. Now bear in mind that the way that this system works is that you're actually going to be making 133 plus 260 plus 500. Okay, that's the way that this compensation plan works. But it doesn't stop there. As you know, there are 6 packages. So those other packages, you've then got Tango. That's going to make you $1,000 a month. Same shape, same principle. Then X-Ray is going to make you over 2,000, and I'm just rounding these numbers up, down rather, just to make it easy for me. All this added up is well over 8,000 a month. That is just with the 39 steps. This is not including the fact that organically more and more people are going to be joining your team. People are going to get stronger. Word will get out. So please understand the power that is involved. Those first 2 levels, you're in profit. Okay, well in profit. You then go 39 steps, and these are the incomes that you'll get, and you're not working hard. You know, it's not hard work, because this here is what we're going to talk about now. So it's all well and good, Darren, you know, you've got a team, you've got loads of experience, Bart does all these fantastic hangouts and what have you. What about me? I'm the little guy, I don't really know what to do. Okay, so hopefully, Bart, if you can just confirm to me, I've put the address of the blog at the bottom of my name. So is that legible?
Yep, it's perfect.
Okay. So you don't have to be a member of Spinding. You don't have to have purchased anything. You don't actually need to be anything to do with Spinding. If you go to that blog, all the information that you will need to be successful in any business, because the beauty of Spinding's marketing suite is that it is totally generic. It could be plugged into any business. You will get details on how we market. And this isn't pie in the sky. This is how I personally do my marketing. As I say, I very rarely pay cold hard cash for any of my advertising, because that in my mind is not duplicatable. That isn't what the vast majority work with. I always, and it may be a crude analogy, but I always think of the lowest common denominator, which was me 2 years ago. You know, I came in with $100 and I wanted to make money, and I made that $100 grow and grow and grow. I grew it to $1 million and then lost it because the company went belly up on me. It hurt me and it hurt a lot of people. And from that point on, what I've done is I've just guaranteed that everything that I do, I just give away for free. I don't charge anybody for it because that's the way that I do it. Okay, I'm not a saint, because clearly the benefit is that if you think I'm really good and friendly and in giving all this information away, you might like me, and actually you might want to join me at some point down the road in something that I do. Okay, but that is the guiding principle that we all must have. Okay, so all this information is free. You go to the blog, you don't have to buy anything, it's all there for free, and you should be able to make money online without ever having to purchase anything. The fast track is to purchase something, but you can make money online without purchasing anything. Okay, so what I've done is I've just turned this triangle on its head, so hopefully you can see it and it's not too confusing. So at the bottom is the Spinding registration page. Okay, so that is where everything has got to point to eventually, because it's no use doing all this hard work if you don't get the people to sign up. Once they've signed up, you then need to do something that Bart is really good at, Bernard is really good at, Jeremy is really good at, I'm okay at, but I automate mine, that's why. But you need to connect with your downline. Okay, you need to ring them, you need to Skype them, you need to email them, you need to text them, you need to Facebook them, or whatever it takes to connect with them and find out what it is they want to do, what help do they need, and build that relationship. Okay, I'm not that person, I have to say. Okay, if you've ever tried to contact me on a phone call, and Bart will agree with this, is that it has to be incredibly important for me to pick up the phone on Skype. Okay, it's just simply because I try to automate everything, because what I've tried to do is, when I started off, I built everything around the fact that I had a full-time job and a wife and 3 children in my life, so everything had to be automated, and I've tried to carry that through. Now I'm effectively online full-time. So that's just me, but that's the beauty of this business. You can go to those those extremes. However, in the early days, you have to be all over. So if you've got 3 people in your business, you are all over those people. You are helping them, supporting them, building some sort of camaraderie, some rapport, something to help them. Okay. So that's the end goal, getting them to sign on the registration page. How do we do that? Well, there's 3 key ways. The first one is you must get them to go through a capture page. That is money in the bank for you. May not be money in the bank today, but it will be money in the bank for you in a month's time, 2 months' time, 6 months' time, 24 months' time. Okay? Get them into a capture page, because once they're into a capture page, they will get into your autoresponder sequence. Now, we provide one of those for free with the Marketing Suite. You can get these for free online. I would caution against it, but you can use them for free if funds are really tight. However, if you want to purchase one, again, the advice is you go to GetResponse or you go to Aweber. I would always recommend you would go to GetResponse. I used to talk about another company, and I won't talk about them here online because I don't want to be sued by him, because he's a big, tough-looking guy. People will know him. But I'm just about to move my list over to GetResponse because I've had too many issues with my current autoresponder provider. However, we provide one for free within the Marketing Suite, so use it. And on top of that, those messages are fully editable, and I've had a few people contact me saying, you know, when am I going to change the messages on the Marketing Suite to reflect the new compensation plan? Well, there's 2 points I want to make here. First is that the messages are largely generic, and so therefore there isn't a lot that needs to be changed on them, but I will get to it. It's just not a major priority of mine at the moment. The other thing is that these messages are totally editable. If you go into the back office, go to the autoresponder messages, you can click on the message, you can see what the message is, and you can edit it to say whatever you want it to say. You could even edit it to promote another business. That's the whole, like I say, that's the beauty of the Marketing Suite that you've got. Okay, so that's the autoresponder sequence. So if they're in the capture page, they'll go to the autoresponder, they will go into the Spinding sign up page eventually. Trust me, they do. And then more importantly, this is old school, but it's probably the most important thing in the world, and that is people you know. Now in old school, that used to be your mum, your dad, your neighbour, your work colleagues. In this new 21st century world, we are in the 21st century. Yeah, we're in the 21st century. I get stuck. In this new world, we have social media. So everybody you know is everybody who looks at your YouTube channel, who looks on your Pinterest, who looks on your Google Plus, who's on Facebook. That is people that you know. And in order to talk to people that you know, there are 3 ways. Are you noticing a theme here? 33. 3 ways. 3. Okay, the Holy Trinity. 3. So there are 3 key ways to talk to people that you know about a business, about their advice, about their opinion. Okay. Again, that information will be on the blog. So look at the blog address at the bottom there. So all that information is going to be there for you. That's the hardest bit. The easy bit, but the bit that everybody has trouble with, is the traffic. And the traffic is the single most easiest bit in the world. Yet, it is probably the most common reason that people say that they fail online, is because they cannot get the traffic to whatever it is. The easiest thing to do is buy it. Is you simply go to you go to Warrior Forum, you can buy solo ads there. You could go to safeswaps.com, I think it is, and buy solo ads there. We will have our own solo ad platform in place. We've had to delay it whilst we're working on the matrix with Paul, but that will be in place very quickly. So there's lots of ways that you can buy traffic. You could buy media advertisements. Okay, so again, you've got banner media. You can buy that. Now, some of you will be in various companies that for a certain amount of money you will buy credits and you'll be able to display banners. Use those credits up. Why not? You've paid for them, get them used up. People are asking me, can we, have we got any banners? Can we do this? Has anybody got any banners for Spinding? Well, guess what? In your marketing suite, you've got a banner creator. So all you need to do is grab a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and just sit there for 20 minutes and just create banners. It is really easy and quite fun. Okay, so just go out there and create the banners. My word of caution to you is that if you're going to use a company like Ad Hits Profits, and I've got to spell that in a particular way because it's got a Z in it, and I talked about it in a earlier Hangout. If you're using that, you need to get volume out. So make your banners as generic as you can, because once they're out there. And then all you need to do is change the destination URL. So, you could have work from home, you could have any sort of generic terminology. And excuse me, I'm going to sneeze in a minute, so if I make a horrible noise, I do apologize. Excuse me. So banner media, okay, make the most of the banner credits that you've got, or go out and start posting some banners into, and again, there's lots of information. I'll post this into the blog of where you can go and get your banners out there. But be prepared to put $100 minimum into the pot. You won't spend $100 in a month, trust me, but you need to have $100 worth, because what you're building is critical mass. It's getting the volume of information out there so people cannot avoid you. That's the idea. So that's a day's work, but once it's done, it's done. You don't have to do it ever again. The only thing you'll need to do is every now and again go back into your accounts and either top up your balance or change to get rid of the banners that aren't working, perhaps do more of the banners that are working. So it's a day's job, but after that it's done. Okay. Social media. I'm big on Facebook, and I don't mean big as in I'm big, I just mean I use Facebook an awful lot. I don't understand Google Plus. If there is anybody out there who does understand Google Plus, please get in touch with me, because I have to get my head around Google Plus pretty quickly. Other people use Twitter really effectively. I know Sandy, for example, Sandy Gray, uses Twitter really effectively. There's Pinterest, there's Snapchat, there is WhatsApp, there's all sorts of things out there that you can use. And if you are one of the first people to use that, then guess what? You're going to have more impact. You know, you can't really use Facebook as effectively as you could as 12 months ago. You couldn't use it simply because there is a volume out there, but there is a way of getting messages out there. And I'll give you, for example, I set up a auto poster system last night, and no, was it last night? It was today, actually. I set it out today, and I've already got 24 opt-ins just from that auto posting. Now, 24 opt-ins, I know, because of the system that I use, will bring in 4 paying customers, because that's the average that I work on. Because I know that out of every 100 people that I have coming in, I know I'm going to get 16 people will eventually sign up. So those are the numbers that I work on. And you are working on exactly the same information that I'm working on. I use exactly the same emails. You know, if you want to opt into any of my pages, you'll see exactly the same emails that you guys have got. I don't use anything differently, because why would I? You know, it works. So why wouldn't it help you to help you work? Because I benefit from it. It just doesn't make sense. Why would I hold any information back? It just doesn't make sense to me. But I know some people do. But that's another story. Paid media. We're talking about solo ads here. We're talking about newspaper ads. Do not underestimate a newspaper ad. You know, you will have lots of local newspapers, I'm sure, wherever you live. You know, that you're talking maybe $20, $30 to have these adverts go out to, well, in some cases, millions of people. There is a site, and again, I'll put this information on the blog, where you can have, I think it's $180 I paid, and the advert will go out to nearly 7 million people across America. You cannot buy advertising cheaper than that, trust me. But you have to get the advert right. You have to get, there's lots of experimentation that needs to go into that in order to make sure that advert works for you. So I'm not suggesting you go rush out and go and spend $180 now. Is that you need to practice your advert, do it through Facebook first, see if it's effective, and then take it little bit by little by little, doing a small ad in a local newspaper to begin with, and then grow it and grow it. So that one will take time. Okay, what we're talking about here is driving traffic. So you use those 3 methods into your capture page. Okay, you use those methods into people that you know, and you create the list of people that you know, and you use those 3 methods to drive information into your capture page, but also into your autoresponder system. And by doing that in time, over time, and we're talking not days, we're not talking 2 weeks, we're talking 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, then all of a sudden you'll get to a situation where I am in now, where I can do a video, I can put it on YouTube, and I know that I will get 3, 4 opt-ins straight away. Not because I've got attached a capture page to it, but just simply because I put a YouTube video with a link below it. You know, and I know that it will then rank towards the top of Google within a couple of days, and the whole thing works. But it's simply through getting what is seen to be organic traffic coming through to your site. And I haven't talked about blogging, I haven't talked about what else haven't I talked about? I'm going to talk about rotators at another time, using YouTube, and also using the sales funnel. So there's lots and lots of things that you can do to enhance this, but the principle is that I use social media alone. That's the only form of advertising that I use on a day-to-day basis, and anybody who knows or is on my Facebook account will see those adverts going out regularly, all those posts going regularly. I do use solo ads, not as much as I could do, but at the moment, you know, I don't use them. And I use a few medias. I use ad hits for my banners. That's all I do. And then I have my blog and my YouTube channels. So I'm not telling you to do something that I don't do. I'm just telling you something that I do that is successful. But I'm not saying you're going to have a team of 5,000 next week. You're going to have 3 people. And then you're going to show people this. they're going to get their 3 people, and then they're going to get their 3 people. And you just make sure that it's in little bits of bite-sized pieces. And then just keep your eyes on the prize. Okay? That is the prize. And at that point, I will shut up. All right. Thanks, Bob.
Wow, Darren. So, you know, I know companies that charge like $1,000 for that training right there alone by itself. You know, some of you guys are going to be wise enough to get this Hangout out after what I just saw. By the way, that was a surprise to me too. Darren goes, "What are we going to talk about tonight?" I don't know. I guess we'll talk about this and this and this. And here he comes out with the exact perfect plan. Again, you know, I learned from Darren, guys. I mean, this is sort of the person who brought me into this world and sort of taught me how to escape the money I spent in the beginning. Because when I first came into this business, I was from the retail side of the world with a huge advertising account, and I thought, oh, I'm going to buy my way into the internet marketing field. And I found out very quickly that didn't work. But what you just saw right there is incredible training, and literally there's companies and mentors who would charge you $1,000 to walk in that door, what you just saw right there. Right now they're going to actually let you opt in for the deeper training. It's going to be another $5,000, and that's what the gurus do, by the way, just to let you guys know. But that information right there is exactly correct. It's really this straightforward. I'm telling you, I know, you got to get over some of your failures and some of the things you've done before, and maybe just do a rethink or start fresh, because it is this stupid simple, right? It's 3 with 3 and 3 and repeating and duplicating. It's doing what you do, right, to have your success. Make sure that your 3 people do it, right, and then make sure their 3 people do it. Now, the interesting thing about what Darren just showed you is he only just showed you one part of what's going to happen, because naturally, right, what's going to happen is you're not going to walk away from the business and think that you're done, right? You're going to get excited by the success that you're going to have. So let's just say it takes you 2 weeks or a week or whatever it is to get those 3 people. What's going to happen over the next 2 weeks? You've already had success. You're going to continue to do that. Now, all of a sudden, you might be adding 1 more person a week, let's say, right? And your people that are having success following this exact method will do the same thing, because especially in this structure, what's happening is you're getting a matching bonus from all of these people, right? That's how those numbers work, by the way. This is the best, simplest explanation I've seen so far. It's brilliant, and it makes sense. And I wished that when I first got online, I was watching this Hangout right now, because what I just saw is something I could give to someone who's never done this before and say, this is what you need to do, right? Go make a Facebook page. When I first started online, I didn't have a Facebook page. When I first met Darren, I don't think I had a Facebook page, actually. I didn't want to be on Facebook. I was extremely the opposite person. I was very private. I liked Skype, right? But now, I mean, I'm on Facebook all the time, right? But yeah, this is it, guys. This was a very enlightening education. I almost wish I could find a person who's never had anything to do with this business and just and give them this layout and then watch this progression, right? With the most simplest explanation of what to do. The most beginner, bottom level training, because this is what this is, guys. This is the key, right? There are no magic potions and pills. And the fact is, the reason why Darren is so successful is because he gives all this stuff away. When I first met Darren, literally, I was involved with that company that we lost a bunch of money in, okay? And that's where I met Darren. And the first thing that happened when that went away and Darren moved into his own Skype room, he was teaching people how to blog. And every day, here's a new tool, here's a new tool, here's free, 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 free. Here's all this stuff I'm going to give you for free, right? And what Darren kept on doing is he kept on giving away stuff for free. Now, whether you're just passing along stuff that is being given to you from the blog or from things you get, it's exactly what happens is people will follow you, right? They'll pay attention to what you're doing. It doesn't mean they're going to like everything you do. That doesn't matter, because what's going to happen is you're going to build a list, right? Again, people say it's in the list. That's partly right. It's more like it's your following, right? Not everything is perfect for everybody. That's impossible, right? This is a pretty easy to understand program, and if they do get the picture of the affiliate part and then the retail part, and again, that's what's so attractive to me, is there's this whole other thing here. But giving away free tools, free training, getting people plugged into this, get them plugged into the blog. As Darren said, this will work for anything. It'll work for any company, unless it's just got a terrible reputation. It's already totally crapped out on the internet, which there's a few of them out there. Believe me, there are, and they're still recruiting those people in those companies. And if they can do that in there, I mean, I don't see how we can't blow this thing up. It's really also important to understand, guys, and this is really important to understand. Whatever that number is that we come in on June 1st, okay, whatever that final tally is, whether it's 69,000 people, right? There's by no chance that all 69,000 people are going to stop growing this business. There's just no stinking way, okay? Because as soon as someone sees, let's say they've been in for a little bit, they've got a little bit of a team, and they're making $600 or $700 a month on their basic Bravo matrix. Now, if I was a newbie and I saw that, the first thing I'm going to do is try to double that, right? I'm going to try to double that. That's going to be my first step. Double my 500. Now, how am I going to do that? It's going to be really simple to me. I need to get 2 more directs, right? I need to make sure I help them get to their 500s, right? And I'm also, in the process of doing that, going to be talking about, well, it's time to upgrade, right? Because look at all this we're passing up, right? Even if it wasn't anything below you that was coming up and passing up, if you were just working with your team, you can all move in unison to upgrade to Delta, and then to Foxtrot, and then so on and so on, right? So if you're as excited about what I just saw, and I'm sure a lot of you are, because this is really like golden nugget stuff here, although all those terms people use, this is it right here. You don't need anything at all. You could be the very last person to join this company and have what you just saw right now and have success in this company in a matter of a week to 10 days. And that is not a joke, because I did it, right? I did it. I grew a matrix to 3,700 people from scratch with really not knowing crap, because of what I learned from this man right here on this Hangout right here. So that was really brilliant, Darren. I'm really in awe. I really, 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 truly am. Make sure you go to that link, find these tools, get people on this Hangout. This was, again, another must-watch Hangout. Please get it to your people. And they're going to get better and better and better as we get closer. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background, guys. All I can tell you is that, and just sit back and think about this. It's time to go to work. If you really, really, truly want to have success online, and you're not one of those people who is afraid of money, because there's a lot of people who have fear of success. It's subconscious. They can never let themselves believe that they can make $5,000 a month online, maybe 1,000, maybe that's okay, maybe 2,000, that's okay, but they can't believe they can make 5,000 online. They would never in a million years believe they can make 20,000 online, right? Even if they say they would, they can't in their heads, right? But if you want to have this, plug into these, plug into the tools, watch what we're doing. We're going to teach you how to do it. It's really, really simple. Like I said, I could be at the bottom of this, and I know I'd be successful. All right? When you've got 60,000 people in this program, and we only grow by 1 each, that's 120,000 within a month. I completely believe we'll see this matrix double in 30 days. So if you joined today, God bless you. All right? You're going to have an incredible matrix by the end of the month of June, because I'm going to keep working. Darren's going to keep working. All the leaders in this company are going to keep working. The people that are smart are going to keep working. And ironically, what we're probably going to do is make up for the people who aren't working, right? Because honestly, we don't care about them. It's not it. Everybody's different. We get that. There's going to be people in here that'll have 200 active directs by the end of the month of June. I'm not talking about Darren, who probably will. More than likely, he's probably at 100 right now. But I'm talking about like Bernard, okay, who might be at 25 or 30 right now. But I will bet you he'll be shooting for 200 by the end of the month of June. All right, and I know there's plenty of these other guys out there that are doing the same thing, and they get it. Right, this is the time to set yourself up for freedom. Do work now, and as Darren has just showed you too, even if you've got a full-time job, this can be done. You know, spend a minimum of an hour a day doing your work, and ask yourself, did I do my money-making activity today? I ask that to people all the time. Did you do any money-making activity today? Well, if you didn't, then tomorrow you've got to double up what you missed today. So, with that, guys, really appreciate your time here tonight. Hope you got something out of it. I'm sure I'll be getting a lot of comments. Look for us on Saturday. Again, it'd be 2 p.m. Eastern Time and 7 p.m. UK time. And I expect to have a couple special guests with us on Saturday. And I think we're going to have a lot more really golden nuggets and even more updates. And really look forward to seeing you there, folks. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.